don't know the terms of this agreement. And I'm glad you highlighted the word framework, because framework suggests there's a deal to reach a deal. And we all know that, especially in negotiations with China, nothing is agreed to until everything is agreed to. And the Chinese side, we did hear from them not too long ago. And while they acknowledged the framework, they also made clear that they did not like the idea of politics interfering with their business operations. So we will see what the terms are, and they may not be hammered out, as you said, until that meeting of the minds on Friday between President Donald Trump and Xi Jinping.
Just to bring everybody up to date, we all remember the block the talk and the law that was passed. Do we believe the administration wants to fulfill that law, in fact, meet the requirements of that law for a divestiture, or do we need Congress to do away with it so the White House can make the deal it needs to?
And this is another great question here, Joe, because the administration has signaled its impatience with certain requirements under the law, like does the new ownership of TikTok have to be completely American? The law specifies that it can be up to 20% owned. The U.S. operations can be up to 20% owned still by ByteDance, but then there is a catch. The law really spells out that the algorithm, that is the recommendation software, that's the secret sauce of TikTok, that gets you the videos that you want to see based on your browsing and viewing habits, that's made it so predictable and appealing to its users, that algorithm has to be sold as well and cannot be part of ByteDance's control. So there really can't be an operational connection. There's, obviously the ownership of 20% is still okay. And then there's the algorithm. So all these questions remain up in the air. And then there is the valuation. This is going to be a pricey purchase for whoever wants to get in with the U.S. operations. They've been valued anywhere from $20 billion to $100 billion, depending on who you talk to, and depending on what goes along with it as well.
This could be the most powerful advertising and media platform in the world if it's handled properly, which is, why we are talking about it right now. But boy, the Chinese government has to sign off on this. So presumably Scott Bessent has a sense of what they're okay with here following this meeting today.
Oh, they do. And, they have been negotiating over this back and forth. The earlier rounds of trade discussions had not included TikTok as part of the conversation, really. They had other issues to get through that included some of the discussions on rare earth elements and some of the U.S. export controls that Beijing had objected to do, including on advanced technology, such as semiconductors and semiconductor design software and things like that. And then, of course, the tariffs. We had the eye-watering 145% tariffs that are on pause right now from the U.S. Those kind of took precedence. But now they're down to brass tacks on TikTok. And, of course, when you talk about shiny objects, Joe, TikTok really has been one for the president. He credits the app with helping build his appeal among younger voters. And it was critical in his view to helping extend the MAGA brand to a new generation. And that's one that he sees as critical. And he has just shown some affection for the app itself. He is a showman in many ways. He has his own social media platform. And so he sees the appeal in this, as an offering, as a service, and has said he would rather not see it shut down. He did indicate over the weekend that he might be open to just letting it die if there isn't an agreement. Scott Bessent is giving the president credit for that, in a sense, by saying that the Chinese may have been motivated to agree. But remember, the president has also granted 3 extensions now, the deadline for a deal.
For sure. So we've established the potential value of this company. That means very few people could actually put together a group that would afford this thing.
Well, that's right.
Larry Ellison was already involved. President's close to him on Stargate, among other issues. Would this be an Ellison deal in the end, or some other group?
They would be involved in some fashion, Joe, because Oracle already has a business relationship with ByteDance and TikTok. Remember,
Holding the U.S. data.
They hold and handle and process the U.S. data. They serve as the data platform in essence on behalf of the app here in the U.S. And there are also other ByteDance-related services that Oracle provides outside the U.S. as well. But they have maintained that they are not a principal purchaser. So it'll be interesting to see who is in this consortium. We've reported that Andreessen Horowitz will have a piece of the action. Blackstone had been in this consortium that we had reported on previously, but in July we reported that they have since dropped out. And perhaps owing to some of the uncertainty that we've just been discussing surrounding how a deal might take shape, how it might work, how it could comport with that 2024 law that Joe Biden signed.
Spending time with Michael Shepard, I have to ask you while you hear about this Nvidia story coming out of China as well, because these headlines kind of bump into each other.
It is all one story, Joe.
Well, I guess so. In the throes of this negotiation, China has just ruled that Nvidia violated anti-monopoly laws, going back to its acquisition of Mellanox Technologies in 2020. The stock looks like it's just about to turn positive. Does Wall Street care about this, or are we just gaming our way through this negotiation?
I think they're gaming their way through the negotiation because it's unclear what the impact will be. So China has made this finding. So what will the consequence then be for Nvidia? That's unclear. And of course, Nvidia and its CEO Jensen Huang certainly have Donald Trump in their court, and he may be pressing their case with Xi Jinping during the Friday call. And remember also that Nvidia is trying to develop a new generation of AI chips that would work in the Chinese market, not be as fast or powerful as the one sold here in the U.S. to hyperscalers that are American flagged and based, but one that would be tailored for that market. So we'll see if that comes up in the talks as well.